Welcome to TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for actionable news, trends, and strategies. If you want to build a thriving brand or creator presence on TikTok Shop, this is your essential listen. Let's get started.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for the latest news and strategies for all things TikTok Shop. My name is Ivan, and here is your co-host, Pat. What's up, Pat? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's been super busy the last couple of weeks, but yeah, it's good to be back on the podcast.
Yeah, to say the least, man. What's been new? We were out this weekend. Wifey and I had a getaway, but back in action now. But yeah, like you said, extremely busy on the client front. TikTok is kind of starting to gain that speed. Conversations are starting to happen. And it's been really kind of satisfying. Like all the things we put in place is kind of showing like the fruits of its labor. So super excited about that.
I mean, and then the new TikTok Shop partnership that we have with, our rep has been definitely helpful. He's been a great resource as well. We were officially added in April at some point.
Yep.
So we're binding brands to our agency in the partner, and then we're able to escalate a lot of their issues through our rep, which has been super helpful.
Yeah, big shout out to our boy Tom. I think you listened to the podcast, but if you are, what's up, man? Thanks for the big help. So it's official TSP TikTok Shop partner. Where we kind of help our brands along with the TikTok Shop journey. Anyone probably listening to this knows that TikTok Shop and TikTok can be a bit of a headache if you don't know how to navigate it. So we're glad to be, that resource for you guys. So yeah, first up in our pod is a news segment, right? So just like the last month or two, the biggest news is the TikTok Shop ban. And, U.S. government, proposed a legislation to ban TikTok Shop from, U.S. I think the timeline is 9 months. And what do you think, Pat? What's the latest you've heard around the corner?
Yeah, so, obviously ByteDance and TikTok weren't going to take this laying down as we expected. They've already, introduced their first lawsuit. They're going to be tying this up in the courts for a long time, as expected. I'm actually surprised. Like I think I mentioned last time that the U.S. government was so fast to push this through, because they're never fast on anything. But for whatever reason, TikTok Shop was quick.
Okay, so a couple thoughts actually. One, I've never had so many different people ask me the same question in the span of like a week, right? So that's one thing, which is fine, obviously. Another is someone's gonna have to fact check me, but like the politician who wrote the bill bought like millions of dollars of Facebook stock during and post bill creation, right?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's not a conflict of interest at all,
right? Yeah. So, so crazy how that's like a lot. Anyway, so you can imagine, all the kind of inner workings there. So, someone fact check me. I saw a TikTok about it, but you all know how far we can trust TikToks, but I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. I mean, with that said, too, the ByteDance owner said he'd rather shut down TikTok in the U.S. than sell it. So, and then we knew that's always kind of like been a possibility, a highly unlikely possibility, because our thinking is, somebody's going to buy this. It's worth too much in the U.S. for somebody not to buy it. And it could be just him posturing with all these lawsuits in place.
Definitely. I agree. I'm looking it up right now. It says senator who purchased Meta stock. Yeah. During buy. So I'm not able to get into it deeper.
Yeah.
There's a couple articles about it.
Yeah. We don't have all our eggs in the TikTok basket anyway.
Right.
We're kind of setting ourselves up to be prepared for, we always mention that YouTube and Meta probably right around the corner launching similar things. So.
Yeah, social commerce for sure. TikTok's just the first iteration of that. And, this new technology of adding e-commerce to a viral video is what we're backing.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So, Pat, you usually have some TikTok updates. They're ever changing, and it's important for us to kind of keep our listeners abreast of information. So, what you got for us?
Yeah. A quick one is the customer review policy on TikTok Shop. Previously, they were allowing customers only up to 10 days post-purchase to leave a review. They're extending it out to 30 days, which, the reasoning is to give the customer more time with the product, give them more time to process reviews. So that's something that recently came through. A big one that's going to, affect people's operations at violation points for sure is going from a 3-day fulfillment SLA to 2 days starting May 20th. So definitely prep all of your operations, your warehouses, all that stuff to know that they're moving from a 3-day to 2-day. And it's business days, so weekends and federal holidays don't count towards that. But definitely something that every seller should be aware of that's pushing products on TikTok Shop.
Yeah, that's a big one. Regarding your first one of reviews going from 10 days to 30 days, like that just makes sense, right? Because a lot of our clients are like beauty, makeup, supplements, etc., where it takes a couple of days to like figure out the efficacy of the product, right?
Right.
So that's important. And then also like the 2-day SLA, like pretty huge. But I think it's not or it is doable. Just keeping it front of mind. We've let all our clients know, and they seem not too fazed by it. But for those not aware and kind of already skirting that 3-day mark, it could be a slippery slope as far as violation points. So, put that on your calendar. May 20, 2-day shipping SLA or requirement by TikTok Shop. So, yeah.
And then on the topic of fulfillment, TikTok Shop is kind of following the example of Amazon and offering fulfillment by TikTok Shop, or FBT.
Right.
On their website, it basically says they're, TikTok, we provide the order fulfillment services for TikTok Shop merchants, managing the entire process from storage of the storage to the shipment of your goods. So what is FBT? And they say we store, pick, pack, and shop your goods on TikTok Shop to TikTok Shop customers. We take on the shipping and fulfillment to your customers, so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. FBT is part of TikTok Shop, meaning it is fully integrated, which makes getting started easy and fast.
Right. So we don't have any clients using it yet. I think just keeping it in-house in their current .com warehouse fulfillment is working out. There's no need, but I do know that TikTok will be coming with perks and benefits for being a part of the program, right? Like essentially shipping credits or XYZ, something that they would give brands to make them want to be fulfilled by TikTok. So yeah, keep an eye out. Nothing huge as far as something we need to do today, but keep it on the radar maybe in the upcoming future, especially if they are benefits.
Yeah, a couple of the things they also added is it's going to be eligible for, well, this information is outdated because starting May 20th, it's going to go from 3-day delivery to 2 days, but it's going to guarantee like 3-day delivery essentially, right? To be within that SLA window. So you don't have to really worry about that. And then it'll probably come with that badging as well, like 3-day delivery badging, similar to the Amazon Prime badging that you see on Amazon. So I think they're going to add extra things like that.
Yeah. I think also remember, like taking a step back, like we're in like the infancy stage of TikTok Shop. And things aren't even developed out yet, really. And, their fulfillment, just like Amazon was back in the day, their fulfillment is kind of something that gets kind of improves or builds out as people get accustomed to it. So, yeah.
I mean, even with Amazon being where it is, they still have pain points. Like, how are they going to be processing the inventory that's being sent to TikTok, right? Like, all that stuff. So I think our recommendation is probably just hold off on it. Maybe, as we find news, we'll report on people's experiences who work with FBT and respond back to just let people know how it's going.
Sounds good, man. All right, so to the main part of the pod today, we want to talk about strategies and specifically conversion rate improvement strategies, right? A couple episodes ago, we talked about listing optimizations, which also falls in line with conversion rate, but some more like out of the box thinking about how to improve your conversion rate, right? You're getting those videos made, you're getting the eyeballs to your product listings. Well, now let's convert higher on those listings. So I'll start with a little story about like my Amazon days and selling on Amazon. But reviews are probably the most important variable in a product listing, right? You get your 5-star review, 1,000, review product, and you're going to buy it, right? And then you're going to rise the ranks of SEO. A little story about the Wild Wild West, days on Amazon. So I had my own private label product. It was a seat cushion. And back in the day, 10 years ago, we could email our customers and say, hey, customer, how you doing with the product? Normal customer support stuff. But there was a little workaround, a little gray hat workaround that eventually got patched. But essentially what I did in my follow-up sequence was say, hey, customer, please rate your experience, with the product or with the service from, 1 to 5 stars. What I did was in the HTML code, the star rating 1, 2, and 3 would go to a reply to my CS team. The star ratings with a 4 or 5, the answers that they gave with a 4 or 5 star, it would go to a product review, asking them to leave a review. Obviously, looking back, this is a very gray hat way of doing things. But again, this is like Amazon 10 years ago, Wild Wild West, you do what you could. That was a way, is essentially review manipulation. I guess I kind of, implicated myself in that, but it was a long, long time ago. Just to say, like, TikTok is in that same space, right? Like, what can you do to get a leg up on the competition, right? And so there's a little bit of strategies that we have here. Not that drastic, it's more in kind of the white hat side of things, but just bringing it to your attention, making sure that that you can do similar things that, TikTok allows at this point. So one of them is to reply to your negative reviews, right? So I think there's a stat, or maybe I made this up, but for every 1-star review, you need 8 5-star reviews to kind of combat it, right? To bring it back to that 4 or 5-star range. Well, what does that mean? You want to avoid 1-star reviews at all costs, or you want to change 1-star reviews at all costs, right? So you can reply to those 1-star reviews through the, review mechanism, but also you can also filter for those users, those customers who gave you 1-star reviews, and you can message them, asking them like, hey, is everything okay? Did you like my service? Did you like the product? And start up a conversation so that hopefully, your CS team can change that review. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds exactly like the old days of Amazon. Amazon used to be able to reply to reviews as well and kind of like have that open line of conversation with the customer directly. Because of all of the Wild West of Amazon review manipulation, like the Facebook groups and all that stuff, Amazon obviously cracked down on all of those things, but it's still kind of loose on TikTok right now. So definitely, if you have those negative reviews, definitely reach out to, if you're able to, right? TikTok's giving you the ability to reach out to those customers. If anything, it's providing great customer service. Like, I want to know what
for sure
we can improve, et cetera, and trying to get that 1-star review converted to a 5-star, because it goes a long way, obviously.
Yeah, you mentioned review groups back in the Amazon days, and that kind of sparked a memory in my mind. So like for those not aware, Amazon, back in the day, you would launch a product and you don't have any sales, you don't have any reviews, but they have review groups, essentially a group of people that are willing to buy your product and leave a review. Extremely kind of policed nowadays, right? I think they track your IP address, and if you have the same, review cadence throughout multiple products, they'll kind of throw a flag. So yeah, it'll kind of police more, but back in the day, that was strategy. That was like what you did to rank. So, mine and Pat's job is to kind of understand all these different strategies so that we can, take a look ourselves and see what does lie in our view in the white hat and the gray hat and the black hat. That's something I really am passionate about and I love, right? How to game the system and figure out all the different ways to game the system. That's something that, keeps me up at night, but not on a negative way, in a positive way. Like, oh man, that's genius. Like, I need to think of something like that.
You're a habitual line stepper. That's okay. Right. Try to find out where that line is and toe it as closely as you can, see what you can do until, TikTok gets wind of it and then there's repercussions and then we back off.
Right. Exactly.
But that's
what that line is.
Yeah. All of the sellers are going to be testing these boundaries.
Right. I'm like my 3-year-old. Like, I don't know the boundaries unless I get close to the line. And once, I get close to the line, then I know to back off. Anyway, but yeah, so another item, regarding reviews is Shopify. If you have a Shopify instance and you have Yotpo, you can port over your Shopify reviews. I think we've said in the past, but while we're on the topic, definitely doesn't hurt to get those, that review boost on your TikTok shop listings.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take this one, Pat, but some, conversion rate strategies that we have also is messing with the pricing or adjusting pricing accordingly. So what you got, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, we've always talked about kind of a multi-channel approach to pricing, right? We usually recommend to our clients that TikTok Shop, the most effective way to take advantage of TikTok Shop is when creators can use pricing as a selling point. The product on TikTok Shop is probably going to be the best that you see it. It's X% lower than what you'll find on Amazon, what you'll find on other retailers. So that's a big key part of it. Ivan, I know you've had a lot of thoughts on this.
Yeah. So especially in the testing phase of TikTok Shop, you want to make sure that your TikTok Shop price is lower than other channels, right? Because you want TikTok to get those sales signals from a purchase that it's happening on TikTok and not on the other channels, right? Because if they see your video, they see the product on TikTok Shop, they're going to look on other channels. And if it's cheaper there, it's an easy buy, right? They're used to it, but they're not so used to buying on TikTok Shop, right? So if they buy it on other channels, that takes the wind away from the sales at TikTok Shop, right? So you want to give TikTok as many sales signals as possible.
Yeah, some approaches, instead of having a direct product, the same product on Amazon or their website be cheaper on TikTok Shop, what some brands will do is create bundles, 2 or 3 products. Tarte is a prime example of this, right? They take 3 of their best-selling products that all sell for $30 each, right? So you have a total of $90 for these 3 products. But on TikTok Shop, they'll sell it for $45. And so that a creator can say, hey, I got these 3 products that are normally $90 separately. You can buy it on TikTok Shop for $45. And that's a way to kind of not have to have that one-to-one pricing comparison for products. And so that's a good strategy to use.
Right. That's a great example. So if you're not, aware, just search up Tarte on TikTok Shop. I think their number 1 product is a trio. And like Pat was saying, it's another great way of looking at it is these affiliates now have a call to action that really trumps a lot, right? It's you're only going to be able to buy this on TikTok Shop. This $90 value that they're selling at Sephora is $45 on TikTok Shop. It's who's not going to want to buy that, right?
It's one of those script skills too that we talked about. TikTok analyzes videos and looks for better pricing. If you're mentioning better pricing within your videos, that's something that they look for. And then one way to show that on the listing is strike-through pricing, right? You can show the the MSRP or the grand total pricing being $90, and then doing a strike-through on that, and then having your new price be $45. Yeah, that's obviously an effective way to communicate that you're getting a discount by shopping on this product on TikTok Shop.
For sure, man. All right.
The other way beyond that too is create flash deals, right? To get a little bit more attention. You've probably seen it in listings already to have that bright red flashing banner with a little countdown clock. Flash deals, if you're not aware, you can set it up for across your entire catalog or individual products for spans of 3 days. So that's something we definitely implement to attract more attention within the listing.
Right. It's just like Amazon and the little bestseller badges or, number 1, new release badges. Any badge is typically going to get a conversion rate boost. So definitely implement the flash sale badge as you can, as needed. So
you can only set it up for 3 days, but you can set them up to happen in the future as well. So you can set them up back to back if you want that flash deal to be, evergreen on your listing.
For sure. The free shipping over a certain amount is something we employ as well, helps increase the AOV. Just kind of as another benefit for these potential buyers to buy at that moment in time. So something you want to look at, check out your free shipping over X dollar amount, see if it applies to you guys. And I think that concludes it. Pat, is there anything else on your agenda or is that good to go for today's pod?
No, I mean, we're trying, we're definitely testing a lot of these grayish hat theories and, all these strategies, and we're trying to share our learnings as much as we can. So definitely the white hat ones of the pricing, strike through, flash deals, all that stuff is stuff that we have tested and it's working and continuing to test. But we'll definitely keep, the audience up to date with new findings that we get through all our other tests.
Love it. All right. Well, that wraps it up for today's episode. You can follow us on our socials. Check out TikTokShopInsiders.com. And yeah, catch you guys next time. See you.